Hi friends, in our last tutorial, we added Bing Search to our Azure AI agent so that we could retrieve real-time information like stock prices and weather. But there was one thing that was missing or we could not actually do, and that is take actions from the retrieved information. For example, we could retrieve the stock price of Microsoft, but based on that information, we could not take any action. For example, this week Microsoft stock it ended below 400. But what if we wanted to sell the stock if its price dropped below 400? So we cannot achieve this by adding Bing search to our Azure AI agent. To achieve this, we will need to make use of something called function calling. In this tutorial, we'll create an airline booking agent that can interact with Python functions to look up bookings, modify seats, process refunds, and send emails, all autonomously based on customer requests. So let's turn our information agent into an action agent. For this, I'll be taking reference of my website javanews.com. So here go to Azure Agentic AI. The tutorial that we'll be looking at today is function calling agent. In previous tutorial, we had created an agent with Bing Web Search capability. You can go to this tutorial here. So in this tutorial, we had provided the AI agent with Bing Web Search capability. You can go through the YouTube video for this tutorial. So now with that agent, we could retrieve real-time information from the web, which solved the knowledge cutoff problem, but it could only provide information. It could not take any actions. Imagine if we are building a customer service agent for an airline and the customer asks, I need to change my seat to 12A on my flight tomorrow. Confirmation number ABC123. Now, if you only had Bing Web Search capability added to our agent, we would get a reply such that to change your seat, please visit our website or call our customer service number. The AI agent on itself, it cannot take any action just using the Bing Web Search. But what if the agent, it could actually change the seat for the customer? This is where function calling comes in. So when the customer, he asks the AI agent to change the seat, the Azure AI agent will check if there is any function which allows it to do so. And if it exists, it will be calling that function to change the seats. So function calling it allows AI agents to execute custom Python functions like functions to change the seats or to maybe sell some stocks. So it enables them to take real actions like look up data from databases, modify records in systems, call external APIs, send emails or notification, process transactions, or interact with business logic. Function calling it transforms agents from passive information providers into active assistants that can accomplish tasks on behalf of users. So what is function calling? Function calling, also called as tool calling, is a capability that allows LLMs to recognize when they need to execute a function to accomplish a task. So whenever the user he requests something from the LLM will recognize that they need to execute a function in order to complete the user request. So based on the user request, they determine which function to call. In order to call this function, they extract the appropriate parameters from the user conversation. Next, they request the function execution with those parameters. And finally, when the function is executed based on its return values, it gives a response back to the user. In case of function calling, it is important to remember that LLM it does not actually execute the function. Instead, it requests our code to execute it. This keeps the LLM safe while giving it power to orchestrate complex workflows. So this is the use case that we'll be implementing today. We'll be creating an Azure AI airline agent. To this airline agent, the user he will be sending a request to change his seat to request 12A for a particular flight. On receiving this request, the airline AI agent it will first analyze this request and it will check if there exists any function using which it can perform this operation. So in our case, the agent it will decide that yes, there exists a function named modify seat which can perform this operation. But the airline AI agent it cannot directly execute this modify seat function. Instead, what it will do is it will make a call to a code with the status requires action and it will ask a code to execute this function modify seat. To this, it will pass the parameters like the booking confirmation number and the seat to which it is to be changed to, which are passed by the user in the chat to the agent. So when a code it receives the request from the airline AI agent with the status requires action to execute the modify seat function, it will do so. And on successful execution, it will return back the success true status back to the agent. So the agent now knows that the operation has completed and the seat booking it has been changed to 12A. So it returns this response of seat changed back to the user. So for this tutorial, we'll be implementing a use case of airline booking assistant. We'll be building a realistic airline booking assistant that can help customers with their flight bookings. This agent, it will have access to these functions: check booking, modify seat, process refund, and send email. So whenever the customer he interacts with the agent like, can you check my booking ABC123? The AI agent will know that it needs to make use of this check booking function. So it will ask the code to execute this check booking and whatever is the response, it will return back to the user. Finally, let us begin with the implementation part. So we'll start by implementing the Python functions that our agent will call. These functions simulate an airline booking system. So here we'll be creating a Python file named airline functions. In this file, we'll be making use of Python dictionary to simulate database of bookings. So in a simulated database, we have two records of unique booking ID. Next, in this Python file, we define the actual Python functions that will be performing the operations. So there are four operations. One is the check booking, modify seat, process refund, and send email. The checkbooking Python function, it takes the confirmation number as the parameter and it checks if in the database a corresponding confirmation number it exists or not. If it exists, then the status is returned as true to the user. Next is a modify seat. So based on the booking ID and the new seat number, the database record for this booking ID, it will be accordingly modified. Next we have the process refund. So if this booking exists, then the amount it will be refunded and also the status it will be updated as refunded in the database. Finally, we have send email where based on this customer email and a message, an email will be sent to the customer. Now the Python functions that we just created, the LLM, it does not know anything about it. So how do we let the LLM know which function calls are at its disposal? For this, we make use of function definitions. Function definition list, it describes each function in a format the LLM can understand. So the format is name, that is the function name, description, that is what this function does. So based on this description, the LLM will decide when to use this function, the parameters, that is what arguments this function accepts, their types and descriptions, and whether this parameter they are required or not. The function definition format that we have here, these are specific to the OpenAI models. If you are using some other models like Anthropic models, then this format it will differ. In the main agent code later, we'll be making use of something called function tool. So function definition tool, it will automatically create a function definition in this format from the Python code. This is the function definition that the function tool will create. So the function name, it will be check booking. This will be similar to the Python code function name that we have defined above. Next, we have the description. So this description we have defined in the Python code definition itself. It takes it from there. Then we have the parameters. So it looks at the Python code definition and it knows that yeah, this confirmation number, this is the parameter that it needs. Again, the description we have defined in the Python code, a doc string. And finally, we have the confirmation number parameter as required. This is inferred from the function signature as there is no default value. So similar to check booking, for other Python code functions also, the function definitions will be created by the function tool and these will be provided to the LLM. So let us create this LLM functions file having the Python code functions. So this is the project structure that we will be making use of. It is similar to the project structure we have been using in the previous tutorials. So here create a new file, airline functions. In the requirements.txt file, we have defined the Python dependencies that are needed for this project. So the LLM, it only knows of the function definitions name because that is the only thing that we have provided to it. So it returns this function definition name when it wants us to execute some function at the code end. But the name of the function definition and the actual Python code function, they may not always be the same. So we create a mapping of the function definition and Python code definition. When the function definition is returned by the LLM indicating to execute the corresponding Python function, we check this mapping to get the corresponding Python function and execute it. So here we'll be creating a mapping of the function name. So we have check booking, which is the function definition, and this corresponds to the check booking Python code function. Similarly, modify seat function definition corresponds to the modify seat Python code definition. Process refund to process refund Python code definition, and send email function definition corresponds to the send email Python code definition. So let us add this mapping to the airline function file that we just created. In a previous tutorial, we had created an Azure Foundry project. We'll be making use of that project. So let us just quickly create a new Foundry project. So go to ai.azure.com. Here, click on create an agent. The name of the project that I'll be giving is AI function calling. Click on create. So this will create a new Foundry project for us. So here the Foundry project has been created. Next we'll be deploying a new model here. So we'll be deploying a GPT-4o model. So here select the GPT-4o model, confirm, connect and deploy. Here the GPT-4o model, it has been successfully deployed for our AI Foundry project. Next, in a Python project, we need to configure the Azure AI endpoint and the model deployment name. So copy this, go to the PyChem project. Here create a new file, name.env. So the model deployment name, it will be GPT-4o. This Azure AI endpoint, you will need to copy it from here. So go back to overview, copy this URL here. In this, we first import the necessary libraries and load the environment variables from the env file. So from the environment file, we get the endpoint and the model deployment. Next, we'll be creating an agents client. The agents client, it is the main interface for working with the Azure AI agent. It requires the endpoint and the credential. We will be making use of the default Azure credentials. So before running this program, do remember to log into your account using AZ login. Next, we'll be making use of the function tool. So to this function tool, we pass the Python functions for which we want the function definitions. So here we get the functions, and this functions, it has the function definitions which are later passed to the agent or the LLM. Next, using the agents client, we create a new agent. To this we pass the model, that is the model deployment, the name of the agent, which is airline booking agent, and some instructions to this agent. That is what this agent is supposed to do. So here we are specifying that this agent, it is a helpful airline customer service agent. It can help customers with their flight bookings by looking up booking details, changing seat assignments, processing refunds, and sending confirmation emails. Also here, using the tools parameter, we pass the function definitions to the LLM or the agent. So a new agent is created in our Azure AI Foundry and returns an agent object with an ID. Next, we'll be creating a thread. A thread represents a conversation session. It stores all the messages and maintains the conversation history. Think of it as a chat session with the agent. Each thread, it has a unique ID. Next, we'll be creating a new message in the thread. So the user message that we'll be passing to the LLM is, "Hi, can you check my booking ABC123 and then change my seat to 12A?" So here the message, it is just created. It has still not been sent to the agent. When we run the agents client.runs.create, this is when the message is sent to the agent. Also, this run, it executes asynchronously. Also, since the runs are asynchronous, we need to poll the run status until it completes. So here we'll be checking the run status and check if they are queued, in progress, or requires actions. For this tutorial, this requires action is the status that we are interested in. It means that the agent, it is requesting function calls. So if the run.status, it is requires action, which in our scenario will be the case, since here we are asking it to change the seat, for which it will need a function call. So we'll be getting the run status as requires actions. So once we get this as requires action, then from the run, we get the tools call. In the tools call, the agent, it specifies the function name from the function definition and the function arguments that are needed to execute the Python code function. Next, once we have this function name, we already have the available functions mapping that we had defined before. So corresponding to this function name, we'll get the corresponding Python code which is to be executed. So here we get the function to call from the available functions mapping. Here we execute this function to call and pass it the function arguments that are provided to us by the agent. So this function response, it is appended to the tools output, and this tools output, it is submitted back to the agent. So we are submitting back the response that we are getting by the execution of the Python function to the agent. Then we again wait for the response from the agent. If the status, it is not one of these, then we move forward. And here we finally get all the messages that are there in the thread and displayed. So let us create and execute this agent. So let us execute this code. So here we are connected to the Azure AI Foundry using the default Azure credential. The agent is created and also the thread. In this thread, we pass the message, "Can we check the booking ABC123 and then change my seat to 12A?" So on receiving this message, the agent knows that it needs to do function calling. So it sends the status as requires action. So the first function that the agent wants to call is the check booking, to which it is passing the parameter ABC123. So here in the code, we call the Python function check booking along with this parameter. We get the success as true. Now this response, it is sent back to the agent. The agent then again returns the status as requires action. That is, it now needs to call some other function, which is modify seat. For this, it is passing the booking ID as well as the seat number to which the seat is to be changed to. So here we call the Python function modify seat and change the seat booking to 12A in our code by calling the Python function. And again, this output, it is returned back to the agent. The agent now knows that yes, it has completed the task and no more function calls are needed. So it sends the status now as completed. So this is the conversation that is finally sent by the agent. "I have successfully updated your seat from 14B to 12A for your flight 1AA101 from New York to London on June 15, 2026. Is there anything else I can assist you with?" If you have understood this tutorial, you can download the source code from here. Thank you.